If you're going places, might be a little slick. You also probably need to scrape the ice and snow off of your car this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So 'tis the season. I had to look for my scraper this morning.
I still haven't found mine.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
You don't leave it in your car year round?
No, I take it out because it gets in my way. Right around August, I finally get annoyed enough to take it out.
Yeah, if there's not a designated area either in your trunk or in the back of your car, it does get in the way.
Well, and the bristles always get wrinkled or bent or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, if I just put it over here, it'll be fine. Then I forget to put it back in my car.
Yeah, like they have the clip in the car for like when you have a suit or something like that.
Yes.
Why can't they have some little holster for a scraper of some kind?
I think Rolls-Royce has that.
Probably.
They have an umbrella in the door. They have a clip for your
See, I was thinking like
they think of the butler first or the driver.
Or like, police cars will have like the area for their rifle, or like in their truck they have the area for the rifle. They have like that little rack. Can I get one of those little gun rack thing, but for my ice scraper?
Your snow scraper? Yeah. I think that's a good idea. We could call it the Michigan rack.
I like it.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is another thing, and Jocelyn and I have thought about this invention many times, is that really there should be a place for the scraper to be outside of your car.
Oh, because you're done using it.
No, like all time. Yeah, at all times. Like to be able to access it on the outside of your vehicle, because what do you do when you're trying to get to your ice scraper? You open up the door.
Oh, yeah.
And then the snow and everything falls right into your car. But if you had the ice scraper in some sort of tube or holster or something like that doesn't get in the way on the outside of your car, then you would be able to access it that way.
Just like Rolls-Royce. They have the umbrella in the door so the chauffeur can get it out.
That's true.
That's what you should do with the ice scraper. Put it in the door. Make sure it's a little heated.
Yeah.
So that you can, I don't know.
It's warm and it's ready to go.
It's warm and you just start scraping it off the ice.
$1 million idea.
Maybe an electric ice scraper.
Ooh.
Kind of like a branding iron.
Probably not a good idea.
That wouldn't crack any windshields.
No, definitely not safe. So research and development team, you will not be on that.
No, fine.
Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Election Day is just under a week away, with a preview of what's going to be on the ballot next week in Berrien County. Let's go to WSJM's Andrew Green.
Tuesday is Election Day, and there are some hot races on the ballot in Berrien County. In the city of Benton Harbor, Mayor Marcus Mohammed is being challenged by Gwen Johnson, the founder of the Sharp Foundation. There are 2 commissioner-at-large positions open in Benton Harbor, with 4 candidates seeking them next week. Incumbents Edward Isom and Mary Alice Adams are being challenged by Emma Kennard and Shaquille Turner. Commissioner Sharon Henderson is seeking re-election with no opposition, and Santana Warren is the lone candidate on the ballot for commission in the 2nd Ward, although Commissioner Jerry Edwards is mounting a write-in campaign. In St. Joseph, there are 6 candidates running for 3 seats on the city commission next week. The candidates are incumbent Brooke Thomas, along with Michael Fernandez, Chris Lannert, Sean Osborne, Tess Ulrey, and David Yardley. As for the ballot proposals, Waterville Elite Public Schools is seeking $29.9 million for facilities improvements through a bond. Weesaw Township is seeking a fire department millage, and Benton Harbor is asking voters to renew its operating millage. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
And Hartford Public Schools is seeking $22.6 million in their bond proposal on November 7. WSJM's Alyssa Steinke reports.
The school would plan to use this money on infrastructure improvements, safety, ADA upgrades, and other capital investments. One of the improvements include replacing the decades-old water heater, boiler, and pipes that are critical for students' health and for the school to operate. If approved, it's expected to have $0 million in net increase to property owners. The state of Michigan considers a life of a school to be 40 years, while Hartford High Schools is around 60.
That's WSJM's Alyssa Steinke. If you're interested in more information regarding the upcoming bond proposal there, you can find it on the Hartford Public Schools Facebook page. Lawmakers in Lansing are reportedly nearing the end of this year's legislative session. House and Senate lawmakers expect to wrap up their legislative work and adjourn by mid-November. The state House and Senate has considered a great number of proposals this year, but not all lawmakers are happy with what's been sent to the governor. Senate Republican leader Eric Nesbitt sent a news release yesterday to lament the extreme partisan bills, he says, pushed through the legislature by the new Democrat majority during the past 10 months. Nesbitt's statement goes on to say last November, the message from Michigan voters was clear: work together to move Michigan forward. He says, unfortunately, the slim Democrat majorities have taken a tremendous opportunity to truly govern in the sensible and middle and squandered it away. He says he fears the aftermath of their extreme partisan agenda will haunt the people of Michigan for years to come. And sticking with the haunting theme, Nesbitt and other Senate Republicans have launched a website called Night of the Living Dems. We have a link to that on our website, WSJM.com. In other news, the 48th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald is this month, and the Michigan Maritime Museum in South Haven is holding 2 events to mark the occasion. Museum Education Director Ashley Deming tells us the wreck is legendary, largely thanks to the Gordon Lightfoot song, and also because it is relatively recent.
We're happy to be able to share that, commemorate the anniversary of the sinking, as well as remember those lives lost and how many lives truly have been lost on the Great Lakes.
Deming says the Maritime Museum will host a live stream of a ceremony taking place in the UP on November 10th, the anniversary of the sinking.
We are commemorating the actual anniversary of the sinking of the Fitz. And we're doing that in partnership with the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum up at Whitefish Point. So they have a virtual ceremony that they do, and we'll be live streaming that here at our campus.
The event will be at 7 o'clock, and the public is invited to attend. That event is free. Deming says the museum will also host guest speaker Rick Mixter for the Edmund Fitzgerald investigations on November 15th. She tells us he's one of the top researchers of the wreck, and he will share a wealth of information, photos, and stories. That event will be $10 for non-members of the museum to attend. It starts at 6:30 on the 15th. Again, more information on that is on our website, WSJM.com. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Kent Lundberg.
We'll catch you up with sports here in just a few minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
More bloodshed in the ongoing war in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas.
A devastating Israeli airstrike on the largest refugee camp in Gaza. The health ministry that's run by Hamas says at least 52 people killed. Residents pulling out survivors, some children coated in dust and debris. Shell-shocked residents looking on in horror, overcome with anguish. This man claiming the body of a child is inside the bag he's holding.
ABC's Ian Pannell. Israel claims it targeted and killed a top Hamas commander. In New York City, Donald Trump Jr. is expected on the stand in the $250 million fraud trial of his father, former President Trump, and whether he illegally inflated his assets. There's also an ongoing trial in Colorado aimed at keeping Trump off the ballot in 2024, citing the 14th Amendment that disqualifies someone who engages in an insurrection. And back in New York, closing arguments today in the trial of disgraced cryptocurrency exchange founder Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated, dedicated.
The first college football playoff rankings of the year have been announced yesterday, with Ohio State coming in at number 1. Georgia is at number 2, Michigan is ranked number 3, and Florida State is number 4. In college football last night, it was Central Michigan over Northern Illinois, 37-31. Central's Jace Bauer had 1 touchdown pass and 2 rushing touchdowns in the Chippewas win. Game 4 of the World Series last night had Texas over Arizona 11-7. Texas now leads that series 3.
Hey, good morning, everyone that's watching on our live stream. Hope you're having a great day, and hopefully, one, you found your ice scraper.
Yes.
You found the shovel, the salt, and all the things, even your gloves if you need them.
Oh, I saw somebody wearing gloves yesterday afternoon when I was driving home after the first little bit of snow had started. And I thought, gosh, that person is organized.
Yeah.
They knew where their gloves were.
Do you know where
I don't
yours
know
are?
where my gloves are. Absolutely not.
I was mindful of getting a new pair of gloves either last year or the year before, and the little clip that they have on there to keep them attached.
The thing I always cut off. Yeah.
You always take it for granted, and you always cut it off. I made sure with this pair of gloves, because I really liked them, to not do that.
Okay.
And every time I didn't wear them, or if I was like either putting them in my pocket or putting them away somewhere, I made sure to clip them together, because what I found multiple times, almost every winter, I've had to get a new pair of gloves because I lose one of them.
You lost one of them.
So I made sure. I think I believe they're in my car.
If you're going to lose gloves, you make sure and lose both of them.
lose both of them. Yeah. I'm pretty positive they're in my car.
I just remembered where my gloves are.
Yeah.
We have a drawer.
Okay. You have a gloves drawer.
Yeah, there's a gloves drawer. Gloves and hats.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't been in that drawer.
All right.
Yeah, my hands are cold.
You for sure think they're good. They're there.
Well, if they're going to be anywhere, that's where they are.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a bin or is it a drawer?
It's a big drawer. It's
okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
might as well put all that stuff in there when you need it.
Yeah.
Instead of tossing it over here, tossing it over there, or putting them in a pocket of a coat and then forgetting about it.
Yeah.
When it happened to me one winter where I was done with my gloves. I put my gloves in my pocket, and of course one of them fell out. And I could never find it.
That's the saddest thing when you see a lone glove laying on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I lost it, and then I think we had a really bad snowstorm, and I think I found it in the spring. I was like, oh, that's nice. I needed that for the past, 2.5 months. But what are you going to do? All right. Well, we got a lot to get to here on the show. We'll get back to it here in just a moment.
Good news. The insects, the pests and stuff. Probably not liking the snow. Maybe mosquitoes are dying right now. So that's great. That's good news.
It is going to warm up, though.
Yeah.
Good morning to Bill. He says, I always have my gloves.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, I feel like Bill's a very organized person.
Yeah, probably. Very detail oriented, especially the fact that he does RC car stuff and all that. the putting things where they need to be is that type.
Probably
Probably
follows the 5 S's.
Yeah.
Which I can't tell you what they stand for right now, but it's basically about being clean and organized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, making sure everything's in its place in a workplace.
See, I have a different 5 S's, and it's all the same word, and it's a word I can't say on the radio. So there you go. All right, everybody, let's get back to the show.
You feel is best. Take the first step by requesting your free strategy analysis at risktakersunite.com. Risktakersunite.com, powered by Midwest Family.
Midwest Family.
Cloudy skies with light rain and snow showers still falling this morning. Some icy roads are possible. By lunchtime, that will come to an end. Will become partly cloudy this afternoon, but high temperatures only at 42. 30 tonight with partly cloudy skies and a mix of the sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 48. We're going to be back into the 50s starting on Friday and into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. I think Pat Moody's one of those people that he probably has his gloves. He knows where his gloves are.
Oh, yeah.
His ice scraper and all that stuff. Actually, I think, doesn't he have a personal assistant?
A chauffeur and a personal assistant? Yes.
Don't you share a chauffeur?
Well, yeah, there's union negotiations going on right now.
How come I never got that chauffeur?
You got to get a collective bargaining agreement.
I mean, I thought I was high up on the totem pole, but I guess not.
Collective bargaining agreement. You have to get your union representative in there. I used to get salami sandwiches with mayonnaise, lots of mayonnaise. But
just straight up salami sandwiches with mayonnaise.
That's all you need.
What type of bread?
Just white bread.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to go fancy, you get sourdough.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
See,
stuff.
my grandfather was always into the salami with a rye bread.
Oh.
And then butter.
Interesting.
On one side.
Huh.
Maybe
on the inside or the outside?
On the inside.
Okay.
To slap that right up against the salami.
Butter salami on rye bread.
Yeah. Is
that a German thing?
I don't know, man. I just remember he would be like
involved.
I don't think there's a pickle. I think it was just. I think there was. I don't even remember if there was mayo on it.
Huh?
Because I remember he would just be like, "Hey, you want some of my sandwich?" And I'm like, "All right." And that's where my love of salami started.
Yeah.
And my love of butter.
Yeah.
I love butter, man. So good.
Butter is amazing.
Let's talk about realtors. What's going on with that?
Everyone loves to hate real estate agents. And now apparently a court has done the same. The National Association of Realtors and several real estate companies were ordered to pay $1.8 billion in damages after a federal jury in Missouri yesterday ruled that they conspired to artificially inflate brokerage commissions. So you think about, how does a real estate agency make money, or how does a real estate agent make money? It's off the commission. They don't get paid until you sell your property.
Sure.
But if they're inflating those commissions, then is that wrong? Is that against the law? Apparently, according to a federal jury in Missouri, yes. Beyond the Realtors Association, defendants in the case included Keller Williams, Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service of America, and 2 of its subsidiaries. The verdict came after a 2-week trial in federal court in Kansas City, Missouri. Plaintiffs claimed that the association and other defendants colluded to drive up the commission that sellers pay to brokers representing the home buyers. Class members included the sellers of hundreds of thousands of homes in Missouri and parts of Illinois and Kansas between 2012 and 2015. The lead attorney for the plaintiffs told CBS Money Watch that he expects the jury to award to be tripled under U.S. antitrust laws to more than $5 billion.
Dang.
Yeah, you're talking about real money now. And the attorney, Michael Ketchmark, said, today was a day of accountability. He says, for the longest time, the National Association of Realtors has used its market power to get a stranglehold grip on home ownership. It costs 2 to 3 times as much to sell a house in the United States as it does in other industrialized countries, he said, citing practices outlined during the trial that compels the seller to pay brokerage commissions of up to 6%. Now, 2 other brokerages, RE/MAX and Anywhere Real Estate, settled with the plaintiffs earlier in the year, paying a combined $138.5 million and agreeing to no longer require that agents belong to the NRA.
Okay.
National Realtors Association.
So then who's getting the big payday?
Well, I think it's the plaintiffs, and it's a class action, so attorneys will get a lot of money. I wonder if there's going to be a separate lawsuit about attorney commissions.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah, because they seem to be getting quite a lot, or they'll be on a retainer or things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, they're saying it's too much at 6%. So you can bet Michigan and Indiana and a lot of other states are going to be looking at this and trying to understand, well, wait a sec, we pay the same thing.
Right.
Should we renegotiate the contract? Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, keep an eye on that one.
Definitely want to keep an eye on that one for sure. Another lawsuit thing going on. You seen the JetBlue and Spirit Airlines merger?
Uh-oh.
That trial is set to begin here pretty soon. Department of Justice trying to block JetBlue Airways from merging with Spirit Airlines. And I know some people that are, I got a buddy that's a pilot for, I believe it's Spirit.
Okay.
So they have an attempt to preserve affordable air travel. The trial will last about 3 weeks, they say. The judge saying he will try to rule before the holidays. So just in time for your holiday travel. If the deal is not blocked, it would be the first airline merger since your favorite, Alaska Airlines, bought Virgin America back in 2016, if you remember that.
I don't. I didn't
don't
know
either.
I didn't know Alaska owned Virgin now.
I have not flown on either of those.
Okay.
But I've heard that Spirit and JetBlue, they're more of the lower cost.
The cattle car.
Kinda. Yeah. It's kind of like taking a bus. Nothing against that. I mean, on short trips.
Yeah.
Comfort, I don't really care too much. I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
Sure.
If I'm on a long flight, like overseas or across the United States, I need a little bit more comfort.
Yeah.
But quick and easy travel, I'd rather do it on the cheap.
Yeah, the shuttles, I don't care about all the amenities, because by the time the people get around to taking your drink order or whatever, the flight's over.
Right.
But yeah, for the long flights, you need some stretching room.
Yeah. I want one of those really cool ones where like you get like basically you get a bed.
Yes.
I want one of those.
Those are nice.
Where it's like not even a bed. I've seen some where like you get like a bed, but you also kind of have like a cubicle.
Yeah, you're in your own
little pod.
They've got like a cubicle separator, a wall separator. You can just basically close yourself off to the world. They give you nice blankets.
Man.
Yeah.
I love the blankets.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they can make that happen, just want to fly in a pod. That's what I want. One last thing. I was going to get to a list that I had, but maybe we'll get to that a little bit later. I also have a list or have
a list.
I have a list of, we'll get to it later.
Okay.
It's the things that young people, quote unquote, don't get about past decades.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I think this one will be interesting. But another thing that I found interesting, as we are getting into that holiday spirit, now that we're out of the Halloween,
Yeah.
still going to hold on to Halloween for a little bit because I actually have what dentists say you should do with all that candy. So that's coming up as well. But first, I wanted to tell you about a Thanksgiving pizza.
Oh.
DiGiorno's releasing a limited number of these Thanksgiving pizzas.
Really?
That feature turkey, gravy, sweet potatoes, green beans, cranberries, cheese, and crispy onion toppings. So basically everything that you would have at the Thanksgiving table on a pizza.
Did you say gravy's in there?
Gravy's in there.
Mashed potatoes?
There's sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. Okay.
So they're probably mashed up. I don't know if they're.
Why don't they put regular mashed potatoes on there?
Yeah, I would think that a mashed potato.
Not gonna work.
Well,
I mean, you got shepherd's pie.
I think if you did the bread layer and or the dough layer, and then you do a little thin scraping of the mashed potatoes on the base layer, and then you put all the other stuff on top, then that would be a good buffer for all those things. Because I think gravy, would just kind of soak into the dough and not be very good.
Mm-hmm.
But throwing the cranberries into the whole mix.
So how do they do the cranberries? Is it like the canned cranberries?
Looking
and just
at,
like dollops?
Yeah, looking at this picture, it kind of looks like they do like just a sprinkle of some cranberries, whole cranberries on top, not like cranberry sauce.
We can talk about my cranberry recipe at some point because Thanksgiving is coming up, but that sounds actually kind of good.
Yeah, I'd be willing to try.
Are you going to do it this year? You should do it this year. Commit now.
I feel like this is something you could make on your own instead of going to buy it from DiGiorno.
Yeah.
Because it's simple. It's basically just your leftovers. You take a pizza crust, toss your leftovers on top, and you're good to go.
Oh. And then you could roll it up like a burrito.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a calzone?
Yeah.
Or do it like calzone style?
Do you put cheese in there then?
Say, that's a good question.
Thanksgiving. What's the Thanksgiving cheese?
There is some kind of cheese, but I don't know what kind of cheese it is.
You could put a cheese ball on it and just let that melt inside there.
What about a nice brie? You just put a nice brie on top.
That'd be a little bit more classy.
You stuff it. You do a couple little pieces of brie in there.
No, just a whole thing.
Oh, a whole wheel.
Whole wheel of brie in there. Let it melt. Just
that would be messy, but I bet it would be delicious.
Mm-hmm. DiGiorno pushing the pizza for Thanksgiving.
I like the idea because I'm a big fan of the breakfast pizza. Because there's a few places, there's some gas stations and some stores that will have the breakfast pizza, and it has a gravy, like a sausage, so like a biscuits and gravy kind of gravy.
Yeah,
that's the base, and then you put some sausage. Yeah, you can tell we're getting hungry right now. It's breakfast time, and I'm sure everybody else, their mouth is watering. But I think instead of going and purchasing this, it might just be a good idea to just do it.
Yeah, just make it yourself. Make it yourself. And you could. I wonder, you could use a savory pie crust as well.
Ooh,
if you really want to get fancy.
Some phyllo dough. Make it like a little.
Yeah.
You know what would be really good is like it doesn't hold up. It's not. It kind of soaks all the stuff in, but like a crescent roll.
Ooh.
Like the crescent roll thing.
Yeah.
Put that on there.
Now you're talking.
Oh man.
Gut bomb.
Tons of great ideas for everybody, getting everybody excited and getting everybody hungry now.
Yeah, because Halloween is gone now. Well, everything except for the candy. I think we can't technically start talking about Thanksgiving until all the candy is gone.
Yeah, so we'll get to the candy a little bit later. So yeah, I'm kind of going in the reverse right now.
All right, that's fine.
But I've got because I want to check the audio, what the person says before I play it for you.
Oh, okay.
There's a dentist that's I think nationally known. Has some advice.
A nationally known dentist?
Yes.
I didn't know we had one of those.
Yeah, and they're from West Virginia.
Dr. Mouse?
So, yeah, they're from West Virginia. So, do they have
So
teeth?
they must be credible. Hey,
do they have teeth in West Virginia?
West Virginia's a nice place.
I never go there without a full tank of gas. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Stephanie Timmer, commercial lender for Van Buren County.
I grew up in South Haven. The community is what has kept me there. I'm involved in a lot of different organizations. I've made a lot of great lifelong friends. Sturgis Bank has had the opportunity to help so many businesses in South Haven, inns and hotels, restaurants, retailers, blueberry farmers. It's just really great to see the impact that that industry can have on all of those businesses. And the fact that we've been engaged with them and helping their business along the way as well is very rewarding. Come and talk to us. We are certainly customer focused. Our staff, your name, great community to be a part of.
Visit SturgisBank.com to meet the commercial lending team here to help hometown businesses. Sturgis Bank. Let's grow home. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Legitimate license, lakefront roofing and exteriors. Contractors you can count on.
You've been hearing from Ryan and Jason at Lakefront for a long time. So
How's everybody like that idea of the Thanksgiving pizza? Love to know your thoughts. And you said, do you want to reveal this later on?
What's up?
You said you have a cranberry sauce recipe.
I mean, it's not. We can talk about it now.
Is it monumental?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's just you basically. It's so simple to make cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
you just get the fresh cranberries, and it's delicious too.
Oh yeah.
And you make the simple syrup, and the simple syrup is 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and you can adjust those amounts.
Do you? Because I have a similar recipe.
Okay,
of course, that starts like that because that's the basis of every cranberry sauce.
Right.
Do you add brown sugar or is it just white sugar?
Only white sugar.
Okay, because I do brown. I do a mixture.
Oh,
I'll put a little bit of brown because then that adds that extra. I think it's umami.
Yeah, like
a little bit
taste
of that molassesy flavor in there.
That would be good. Yeah, then
what else?
The difference is then depending what I have extra of, or am feeling creative about, I add that to the boil when I'm simmering the cranberries inside that simple syrup. And some years I've done cloves.
Oh.
Some years I've done cilantro.
Oh, cilantro. Okay.
People can't figure that out, and it's real nice.
That's fun. They wonder why it tastes like soap.
No, it tastes good.
No, I know it does taste
It tastes really good. And then other times I'll put rosemary in there.
Ooh.
Just chopped up real nice and fine.
That's a good one. I've done a little bit of ginger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do a little bit of that in there.
That's
it's a fun thing because but there's two camps.
Yeah.
There's it's so easy to make a cranberry sauce, but then there's those people that just absolutely love that jiggly can-shaped cranberry sauce that the Ocean Spray, just the classic cranberry sauce. They're like, yeah, I know I can do this and it tastes good, to make it, but there's just something about that slicing a little disc off of that can.
Yeah, and I
like
like
both.
it. I like both. What I did with the cranberries is made it a tradition with my sons is that we just, that's kind of our deal is we make that every year together because I don't allow them in the kitchen when I'm making other Thanksgiving stuff. This I'll allow them in and they can help.
That is a great sort of introduction to any young adult where it's like you have to bring a dish to pass.
Yes.
Start with the cranberry sauce because it's simple, it's easy, and people love it. And you don't have to do a whole bunch of work to bring a dish to pass. That counts as a dish.
Although I will say, the greatest chefs always say the most difficult dishes to master are those with the fewest ingredients, and cranberry sauce is among those. I like the ginger and the brown sugar idea. I might try that this year.
Just try it with a small batch or something and see what you like. But that is the fun thing is that you can kind of play around with it. You're like, ooh, a little bit of rosemary, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And I like that mystery of tossing in some of that stuff where people are like, ooh, I really like that. Do you do like a zest of lemon as well?
I haven't done that.
We do a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
Or orange. We'll put a little bit of orange in there.
That would be good. Yeah, that'd be good too.
So yeah, it's fun because the cranberry sauce is an underrated addition to your plate.
Yeah.
Because you've got the turkey, you got the gravy, you got all these kind of savory things. Then you throw in that little sweet but also savory kind of thing.
And cranberry sauce that you make yourself keeps very well in the fridge and goes very well. Pairs for breakfast the next morning with eggs, and if you have stuffing and turkey and that kind
And
of
you
stuff.
freeze it too.
Can you?
Yeah, I've frozen it before.
Oh.
Afterwards, and then come back to it.
Oh.
Pop it in something.
Okay. Oh, and with peanut butter, just like a jelly too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Now, man,
Sorry,
we can
breakfast
tell we're
time.
very, very
Yeah,
hungry
it's a
this
hungry day.
morning.
Because we ate a lot of empty calories last night instead of dinner, which you shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show.
All right.
We'll catch you up with news here in just a moment. The salt ferry has arrived. Terry, our engineer, looks like he has already salted the walkway and it's already melting. So, or I think he shoveled it as well.
Yeah, it's
There you
probably
go.
not salt.
He did a great job.
Nuclear waste.
No,
it's
Thank
melting.
you, Terry. All right.
Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Shout out to our engineer, Terry, who just came and brought the salt and the shovel.
Thanks, Terry.
He knows where that stuff is, and he has already salted our walkway. So all of our guests should be good to go walking up that walkway.
Totally clear.
Yeah, it looks nice.
There must be secret ingredients in that salt mixture.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was in college, this is a weird thing, but what I thought was kind of interesting is the entire walkways always had this very orange color to it from every time that it was snowing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on. And I found out from the maintenance guys that another alternative to just the bags of salt.
Yeah.
Beet juice.
What?
Yeah.
What do you do with the beet juice?
Apparently that has enough saltiness and to melt some snow.
Huh.
So it was weird. But yeah,
that
it
is
kind of
really
made for a messy walkway inside, because you'd bring in sort of that reddish hue into the carpet. Ugh.
I used to work at a radio station that had heated sidewalks.
Ooh, fancy.
It was fancy, but they were constructed in the days before you kind of knew exactly what you were doing. And the station manager asked me to shovel the walk, and I said, "Why? We've got electric sidewalks."
Yeah.
He says, "Well, there's a problem. Apparently, there was a short that developed, and some lady was walking her dog."
Oh no!
It was only just a minor inconvenience for the dog, or minor irritation. Didn't kill the dog.
You didn't have to shovel the dog
but
off.
we couldn't use the electric sidewalk anymore.
So it was electric. It wasn't like radiant with boilers or anything.
No, it was the old fashioned something electric in there shorted and was causing anything with bare skin to the sidewalk to feel a little bit of electricity.
That is not good.
We didn't
All
turn
right.
it on anymore.
Well, we'll get to some other things here in just a little bit. Speaking of the Halloween season, if you want to shock, get what a dentist says you should do with all of that candy that you have left over from Halloween.
Eat it,
basically. But
he probably has other ideas.
Yeah, they have other ideas.
Okay.
So let's get to the news right now and find out what's happening.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you this morning. Southwest Michigan, its first snow of the season, trick or treat. National Weather Service says that it's probably going to continue a little bit today. We're seeing it again this morning, but it should taper off by this afternoon. The National Weather Service says many drivers forget how to drive in the snow when they're experiencing the first snowfall. So do make for a little bit more time as you commute this morning, and make sure that you're being especially careful on those raised roadways like bridges. They could still be a little bit frozen. Give yourself a little bit of extra time as we deal with this first snow of the season. Berrien County Health Department is raising awareness about the dangers of prescription drug abuse. It has launched a new campaign to prevent abuse and tell people about the resources that are available if you need help. As for which medications are abused the most, they say that opioids are still the most common. They say drug makers and doctors have improved how they talk about addiction risk with patients, and that's partly due to some of the lawsuits that have held drug makers accountable for addiction. They urge parents to monitor any prescriptions in your homes to ensure that teens aren't getting into them. Why did they single out teens? Well, because a survey found that 12% of Michigan high schoolers have reported misusing prescription painkillers at some point in their life. Again, we have more information about that study and what you might look out for on our website, WSJM.com. And legislation for paid family leave is expected to be up for a vote shortly in the Michigan legislature. Advocates say it's a must for the state. Monique Stanton heads up the Michigan League for Public Policy and says the leave is designed sort of like an insurance program that's set up for when somebody needs it through contributions from both the employee and the employer. For some small business owners, they might just see employee contributions but allow that paid time off when it's necessary. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And coming up here in just a few minutes, we'll catch you up with sports. And right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. More than 40,000 homes and businesses in West Michigan don't have power this morning because of snow. Muskegon got nearly 9 inches of snow, Grand Haven 6.8, and Holland 5. Snowy roads in West Michigan led to a crash between a school bus and a minivan Tuesday afternoon in Park Township, northwest of Holland. A Holland woman reportedly lost control of her minivan on a snowy road and slid into oncoming traffic, colliding with the school bus. The woman was taken to the hospital with minor injuries, but no one on the bus was injured, and neither was her 15-year-old passenger. It's another legal blow for Flint residents still fighting for justice in the city's water crisis. The Michigan Attorney General's office said there will be no more prosecutions in the Flint case, which dates back nearly 10 years. The AG's office blames the decision on a ruling by the state Supreme Court, which threw out charges against former Governor Rick Snyder and 8 others. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Hatfield Pork brings flavor to the table the whole family will enjoy and keep you moving through the day. With over 24 distinct flavors that can be ready in minutes, it's food you can feel good about serving. Explore endless meal possibilities with Hatfield's variety of marinated pork, ground sausage, ham, and bacon. Find your flavor with Hatfield. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and to find a retailer near you.
All contractors working with Michigan businesses can win more projects by including energy-efficient rebates in your proposals. These rebates are provided by Michigan utility companies for contractors and customers completing construction projects using energy-efficient equipment. DNV, our local sponsor, can help you start your rebate journey. Visit dmvtradeally.com to learn how energy-efficient rebates can help you win more bids. That's dmvtradeally.com.
Another deadly airstrike in Gaza in the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. Israeli airstrikes hitting a refugee camp packed with innocent civilians. Hamas says 52 people were killed in an already devastated area.
People have to line up in front of bakeries and points of distribution for cleaning water for up to 3 and 4 hours during this very risky environment of having bombardment happening around the clock.
Arwa Mena with the Mercy Corporation watching the situation closely. Israel says a top Hamas commander is among the dead, one who planned the October 7th massacre in Israel that took 1,400 lives. This morning, closing arguments in the trial of disgraced cryptocurrency exchange founder Sam Bankman-Fried. He took the stand in his own defense over 4 days, claiming he made honest mistakes that cost investors billions. Also today, the ongoing $250 million fraud trial of former President Trump. Donald Trump Jr. is expected on the stand to testify over whether his father illegally inflated his assets. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Around this time every season, college football fans and teams wait with bated breath on a committee of people to rank the same group of 10 or so teams that have been ranked in 10 other ways by a group of 100 or more people. But this is the college football playoff rankings. Rankings that don't really mean anything until early December when the final regular season games are played. But the committee announced their first rankings of the season. Ohio State starts at number 1 with defending national champion Georgia at number 2. Michigan starts out at number 3, while Florida State comes in at number 4. Again, there will be another month or so of playoff rankings, debate, and speculation before those final rankings are released after the conference championship games. In actual college football, it was a dark and snowy Halloween night up in Mount Pleasant for the start of
Good morning.
Snowblower maintenance time.
Yeah, we were talking about snowblowers. This, before the snow fell, like probably earlier this week or last week would have been a perfect time to look at like Facebook Marketplace and places like that for a decent, cheaper snowblower. Now, as we talked about price gouging earlier this week, you're going to see those prices jack up.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to have a snowblower that's like worth $100 to be like $500. I know what I got. But if anybody has a snowblower, just a basic one, because I have a very small driveway.
Are you asking for a snowblower?
Well, I'm asking for tips. If they got one for sale, I'll buy it. But yeah, every year I've considered, because I have a pretty short driveway, and also the dog Plinko cannot walk in the snow. He's so short. He's a tiny baby.
Yeah.
So
what does he get, like 2 inches clearance, maybe?
About 4.
4-inch clearance.
Yeah, about 4-inch clearance. But he does not like the snow. So what we have to do is we have to shovel a lot of pathways, not just like a little patch for him to go. No, he needs the whole perimeter of the yard, and then some of the inner perimeter to go wherever he wants to go. So we at one point we almost clear the entire backyard from snow. We just pile it up somewhere else. But so yeah, I'm thinking snowblower or snow thrower of some kind is the way to go.
Yeah, I really appreciate the snowblower. However, I've learned quickly that it's important to have one of those where you can aim where you throw the snow.
Yep.
Because oftentimes when you're out trying to keep up with the snow, the wind's blowing.
Yep.
And if the wind's blowing and you're shooting snow right into the wind and it comes back and hits your face freezes and falls off. Mine has fallen off several times.
Yeah, because you don't want it to just blows off to one side.
No.
You want to be able to adjust.
Yeah. Tell it which way to go. Especially if you have a neighbor who mows your grass too short in the springtime, you want to throw snow at his house.
Oh.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or not.
Let's look up snow blowers around our area. Anybody got any good ones? Ooh, there's this one. This one's $30.
What? It's used, right?
Yeah, it's used.
Are you on Facebook Marketplace or something?
Facebook Marketplace,
Okay.
yeah.
What kind is it? What brand?
It looks like a yard machine. Yeah, seems legit.
Is that a real thing?
Here's one in Granger. It's a Toro. And it has an adjustable chute.
Oh, there you go.
So
yeah, the cool adjustable chute, you can go either to the left or right.
Yeah.
And you can go up and down.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
So do you want to shoot right into the wind, or you want to shoot over the wind?
Or if you get to a point where you got a big pile
right
on the side, you can kind of over the top into your neighbor's driveway.
And make sure that you sharpen the blades on the snowblower.
Yeah.
Because as it's chewing up the snow, in case you run into a squirrel or something, you want to make sure you get it real sharp.
Yeah, you want to make sure you don't just maim him. You want to.
That's horrible.
No. So yeah, if anybody happens to see snowblowers around,
we saw while we're talking about animals and hurting them, when we were driving back from the UP. This weekend, we saw a bunch of signs, "Don't veer for deer."
Don't veer for deer. That's a great tag.
Yeah. And the AAA folks have sent out another reminder. We just posted this on our website. Don't veer for deer. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Because if you're going along, especially if you're going along on 131 or 75 or something like that, cruising along at 75 miles an hour, which is the posted speed limit, 75, loved it. If you see a deer veering at that speed, you're going to lose control.
Yeah, not safe.
The deer is going to laugh at you and you're going to crash. And you could be very hurt.
Yeah.
So don't do that. So don't veer for deer. The driver education is right through it.
Don't veer for deer. That's a good marketing slogan.
It is. It really is. In Michigan, vehicle deer crashes are expensive, causing more than $130 million in damage every year. $130 million damage.
That's crazy. It's the season. 'Tis the season.
Yeah, there you
Gotta
go.
watch out for them because
Mhm.
hunting season will be here in just a couple of weeks as well.
Let's see, Michigan
November
deer
15th, I believe. All right.
deer season.
Let's get back to the show.
Okey-doke.
Time that will come to an end will become partly cloudy this afternoon, but high temperatures only at 42. 30 tonight with partly cloudy skies and a mix of the sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 48. We're going to be back into the 50s starting on Friday and into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. We are on our Facebook and our YouTube talking about a myriad of different things, some stuff that you do not get to hear while on the radio. So this is exclusive content. This is an award-winning program on the radio.
Yes.
I think we even take it up a notch. In the words of Emeril Lagasse, taking it up a notch. Bam.
Yeah, bam.
We've got that on our Facebook and our YouTube and on the stream. So if you want to check out that, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. Let's start with the Veer for Deer campaign because tis the season, because gun season for hunting, I believe, is November 15th.
Yes.
So you got to watch out for that. But this Veer for Deer, what's that all about?
So AAA, the folks at AAA are pointing out some statistics that I even found surprising. How much do you think? Well, I told you already.
You told me, yeah.
But if you're listening to this, how much do you think car deer crashes cost Michiganders every year?
The number is staggering.
It's $130 million in damage every year.
Man.
Vehicle deer crashes are expensive. We have about 2 million deer in Michigan, and so some of them do cross roads. And as you're cruising along, AAA reminds you, don't veer for deer. That means don't swerve. Don't try to do the nice thing for the deer because you're going to end up crashing.
Yeah.
And you could die. I mean, literally.
Yeah, you probably cause more damage to your vehicle and yourself. And then possibly if you're veering, and depending on which way you veer, you could maybe cause an accident for somebody around you as well.
Yeah, so AAA reminds you to be on the lookout for deer because this is that time of year. Not only do you have the hunters chasing them around, but they're chasing each other around because of breeding season. But in 2022, there were nearly 60,000 vehicle deer crashes, which was up 13% from 2021. Yeah, the most crashes between vehicles and deer registered in Oakland County, Jackson, Ottawa County, Lapeer, Allegan, Genesee, Saginaw, Washtenaw, and Calhoun. But the number one deer vehicle county crash area was Kent.
Oh,
with 2,250 crashes.
That's a surprise. I was thinking somewhere up north.
Yeah.
Like north.
Well, I mean, we drove around up there and we saw deer on the side of the road, and the crows had picked them clean, so their ribs were sticking out, but didn't see a lot of roadkill up there.
Okay.
But anyway, so again, especially for the younger drivers, for squirrel, cottontail rabbit, pretty pandas that are loose from a zoo in China or something like that, deer, don't swerve. Don't veer for deer. That's simple to remember.
It's a time of the year where you should not veer for deer.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear. Let's talk about candy, because I'm sure you have a pile of candy at your house that your kids picked up from their Halloween escapades and trick-or-treating. Even though it was cold outside, I saw a lot of trick-or-treaters. So they got a big haul from my house.
Good.
Handfuls of candy. So what are you supposed to do with all that candy? For a lot of people, you kind of, you milk that candy all the way until Thanksgiving and try to, grab a piece here, grab a piece there.
Yeah.
That's the typical thing that people do. Well, a dentist from West Virginia going viral for saying that this is what you and your kids should be doing for overall better dental health. Here's what they have to say. This is Dr. Olivia Mason at the Almost Heaven Dentistry.
Oh.
So
What?
just one big, just grab a shovel, shovel that in. This is a real dentist.
Who is this person?
Well, she's from West Virginia, so take that with a grain of salt.
Her advice is after Halloween, sit down with a bag of candy and eat all of it at once.
Yeah, probably not all of it, but if you are
That's what
going to
she
eat
said.
a large amount of candy, just do it then, and then probably get rid of or donate the rest. Because what do you do with the rest? Like, if say you have a full bag, like a big bag of something that has not been opened, what can you do with that? Because like the individual pieces, I wouldn't trust giving that to whoever.
Yeah.
But can you donate that to somebody? Is there an organization?
Nobody wants that. No, throw it away.
I have heard of dentists, even some in Southwest Michigan, that have done the Halloween candy give back. But what are those dentists doing with the candy? Are they keeping it for themselves?
Yeah, my dentist. So my mom worked at a dental office for many, many years.
Yeah.
She was a dental assistant, and they had candy there, but it was all sugar free. It was weird.
That's no good.
Yeah, they never offered the sugar candy, and they certainly never proposed that you sit down and eat all your Halloween candy at once. That's just something else.
That's what this this dentist says.
Although
eat it all.
Yeah, and I do see. I was doing some Googling while you were talking about that. Another dental site says it doesn't really matter how much you eat at one given time. The problem comes from how long the sugar and the starches sit on your teeth. This isn't talking about your blood system at all,
Right.
what it does for your diabetes if you have that, or potential for it. But this one mentions a buyback program for Halloween candy. I would love to see that.
Okay.
A buyback program. I don't know who would sponsor it.
I've seen them some in our area. We should look it up because I've seen doctors, maybe some dentists. Even I think I saw a chiropractor one year. Somebody's gonna have to check me on that, but I believe there was a chiropractor in our area. Don't know if they're doing it this year, but somewhere in St. Joe, maybe.
I like this idea. There's a buyback program for candy, and then you package it up and send it to troops.
Ooh, I have seen that.
That's nice.
Actually, that reminds me. I think there was the Blue Star Mothers did something like that here locally.
That's a great idea.
So maybe
see that idea.
We'll see
if
we'll see if they are going to be doing that again this year. Because what's better than being to get that little taste of home,
right?
Than a little bit of candy.
Yeah, yeah, like Operation Shoebox. I think is what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty cool thing. So maybe that's a good idea for
Yeah,
somebody.
there
but
you go.
I'm
That's
going
funny.
to take the advice of this dentist.
You're going to eat it all.
Yeah. I think this is one of those 9 out of 10 dentists advise you to do something. I
Right.
think this is that 1 in 10 dentist that's just like, you know what? They all say don't eat the candy. I say eat the whole bag all at once.
Yeah, again, she's very focused on the teeth aspect,
Yeah.
and not worried about what it does to the rest of your body.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it might hurt your stomach.
Yeah.
It might cause all these other health problems, but your teeth are going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's the best thing to do for your teeth. All right. Well, we got a lot of other things to get to. Let's get to your Moody on the Market update here in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Let's face it, working in business can be tough these days with staffing shortages, supply chain.
So how do you feel about that idea? The eating of all the candy, those that are watching on our Facebook page. Do you want to say good morning to Daniel?
Hey, Daniel.
Good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. How are the roads? Because I know Daniel, he usually, occasionally, if there's bad road conditions, will send me a quick message. I wonder, I did have a message this morning. I wonder if it's from him. Nope. Another person, Chad, who says, Pizza Transit has a great Thanksgiving pizza. Ooh, Pizza Transit, that's in my town. That's in Niles.
Oh, they have a what? A Thanksgiving
They have
pizza?
a Thanksgiving pizza
Huh.
like that. So I'll have to check that out. That might be their November pizza of the month.
Oh,
because they do a pizza of the month. I did just see Silver Beach Pizza. I just saw a commercial for it. The description just says green bean casserole pizza. So I'm going to have to go listen to that and see what that's all about.
Green bean casserole
pizza. Yeah.
I bet it has the little fried onions on top.
Oh, yeah. You got to have the crispy onions.
Crispy onions. Yeah, those are good.
Your Moody on the Market update coming up here in just a little bit. What do we want to talk about here?
Let's talk about that United Way employee that went above and beyond for United Way.
Ooh, all right. We'll do that. That's coming up here in just a moment.
$15. To purchase your certificate, simply visit diningdeals.com and you're ready to save.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook and our YouTube. You can comment on all the great things that we have going on. And also, if you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, you can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it. We got a ton of great stories there. And your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And we're talking about United Federal Credit Union's annual United Way employee fundraising campaign. They raised nearly $20,000, $19,740 in individual pledges.
Wow.
The credit union added to that total with a dollar-for-dollar match, bringing the total United Way donation to $39,480.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, calling it out for doing good. The funds will be distributed to 13 United Way chapters across the country. They're so proud of their employees. Terry Rourke, the United president and CEO, said it's inspiring to see their commitment to community, from volunteering time and talent to sharing financial resources with others. They say Team United has once again proven they can always be counted on to deliver when partners like United Way call for help.
Yeah, it's a great idea to as a business to have that a United Way campaign. I know we have one here at the radio station as well. But they said in a statement, the 2023 employee fundraising campaign leveraged the theme "Dear Neighbor," a recognition of a deep need to have connections with each other, a reminder that none of us is doing this life alone, and an acknowledgement that our greatest calling is to reach out a hand to lift those who need our support.
That's super nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Raising money for a good cause, raising it in a good way. And I love it when the matching programs happen.
Yeah.
Because that just makes you feel like, okay, this $1, that's going to be $2.
Absolutely. And I know Team United, a lot of those great people, they volunteer for a lot of different things as well, including Make a Difference Day that's coming up here on the 9th that Ken is not volunteering for.
I'll find some way to do good.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll stop by. I'll put you to work in some way.
Okay.
We'll get you out there.
All right.
But yeah, this is a great thing. Another great way that people are coming together to help people in our community. You can go check out that story and more at our wonderful website, moodyonthemarket.com. Spend some more time there. Check out not only the stories, but check out the Moody on the Move series, as well as the awards program and so much more. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. We'll catch you up with news, sports, and a whole lot more next.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance.
All right. I showed Ken a picture of my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Who was walking in the snow. Ugh, he hated it. He hates the snow. He was double sweatered too.
Oh.
He had two sweaters on, still hated it. I have yet to be able to figure out if anybody has small dogs on our Facebook page, if you have any tricks on how to keep your little dog's feet not only clean, but if you've seen those little boots, or they make one that's like a kind of like a rubber, it almost looks like a balloon. Then you just kind of put over your dog's foot.
Oh, yeah. I like those. I've not used those, but those look smart.
They look smart and they look like they work. I can just never get my dog to actually put his foot out and pop it on there. So if you got any tricks of the trade or any good ideas, let me know, because it's always tough because the snow gets stuck on his feet and he just hates it. So
the dogs, it gets stuck in between their paws,
their pads and stuff.
And you do have to, if you're salting your sidewalk, remember to find the animal friendly salt.
Those are good.
Yeah, which is hard to find.
It is. Meyer, I have seen it at Meyer, but it's you probably want to get it now, because I bet they're just now putting it on the shelves because of the snow that we had just yesterday. But yeah, keeping that in mind.
So funny. I was watching, again, just driving around, we were seeing people stake their driveways with the big tall reflectors.
Oh, just in case for the plows. Yeah.
It's not going to snow anytime soon.
Yep.
And there it went.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
All right. Well, everybody be safe. Remember to walk like a penguin.
Yes. That way you don't fall.
Yeah. Don't want to do that.
No.
You have a great day, and hopefully we'll have less snow tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then. All right. Bye now.